Only watch this video if you want to learn how to make truly authentic and delicious chicken, green chili, and cheese enchiladas from scratch with Hatch green chili homemade enchilada sauce. Yeah, you'll never eat another enchilada. Hey everybody, Vinyl Chef Steve here. And I don't know anybody who despises flavorless chicken in their chicken enchiladas more than I do. And so today I'm going to show you how I impart lots of flavor into the chicken filling for my chicken enchiladas. And basically starts with the slow cooker and half an onion chopped up into like quartered and then sliced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cloves of garlic with their husks still on. And we're gonna go ahead and also use some fresh diced up serrano chilies. This is about 5 serrano chilies. We're gonna sprinkle half of those in there right now. And then about 5 pounds of, yeah, there it is, chicken thigh meat. And we're just gonna go ahead and lay those around here tightly together as you can. This is a smaller crock pot too. You might have a bigger one, which would easily fit them all on the bottom. We might have some on top of each other here, but overlapping a little bit. Here we go. There's the 4th one there, and then last little piece there. And then we'll go ahead and sprinkle the rest of the green chilies in there. And lastly, you can probably guess what this is. Yeah, it's beer. Just a splash of beer in here. Just also to give it some flavor and give it a little moisture during the cooking process. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, that's it. We're not going to season with salt or pepper until the meat is done and we shred it up. Then we'll go ahead and season it if it even needs any seasoning. It'll probably definitely need some salt, but we'll see what it's like at the end of the cook time. We're gonna set it to high and then we're going to cover with our lid. See you shortly. Our Hatch green chilies, it's Hatch green chili season again, so you can find these at your local markets if you want to use them. They are the best green chilies you can roast. We'll get these charred up and peeled and into our green chili sauce for our chicken and green chili enchiladas. Okay, chilies are roasted. Once you get them nice and toasted on all sides, you're gonna pop them into a bowl, cover them with some foil, let them steam for a little while, and then we'll peel off the skins and seed them. Next up, about 12, 13 tomatillos going on the grill. Make that 12. I'm superstitious. We're just gonna roast these till they get a nice char on them and get nice and soft inside. Whew. Man, I wish you could smell this. This is the tomatillos. See how they're roasting up and getting a nice char on them. Some garlic cloves are getting those nice and roasted in the skins. Don't take them out of the husks. Leave them in the husks. Otherwise they'll burn. But yeah, these are looking really good. Look at them, they're so happy, they're dancing. Woo-hoo. Not sure if you've seen this before, but today we're gonna go ahead and peel some chilies and show you how it's done. Highly recommend wearing gloves. If you love your body, you will wear gloves. All right, I learned that the hard way. So you're gonna cut off the stem. You really don't need the scissors for this next part. You can just stick your finger in there and kind of slide up the chili. See how easy it opens up? And you got all these little green seeds inside. You definitely want to take those out. Nobody wants to eat those. And those will haunt your intestines for at least a day. I've learned the hard way. Seeds are not your intestinal lining's friend or anybody further down south. We're gonna get all these, many of them out as you can. You know, I'm, for lack of a better term, anal about getting seeds out of chilies. All right, you can either peel the skin off before you open it or after. On this one, I did it after. But you can see how the skin's just coming right off. On the hatch green chili, the skin's kind of thick, so if you don't get it all, you know, unless you're blending it up really fine, it can be a little bit chewy. But anyways, we're getting off 90% of the skin off of this chili. Meanwhile, our tomatillos are browning up beautifully and cooking over there. And it is me, Vinyl Chef Steve. How's everybody doing? All right, there you go. There's a nice hatch green chili that's been roasted, steamed, and soft and is ready to eat. And I'm gonna taste it right now to determine the heat level so I know how many. Wow, these are super mild. Wow, almost no heat at all. I might even have to add some kind of Hatch New Mexico green chili powder to the enchilada sauce. Yeah, great green chili flavor, don't get me wrong. Beautiful, beautiful Hatch green chili flavor, but just no heat whatsoever. And if you want, you can just, honestly, you can just squeeze off the top. It doesn't matter. They don't need to be pretty for this. You just really want to get the seeds out because they still do bother your stomach. Okay, there's another one done. So you get the picture. We're going to go ahead and do that to these chilies that we roasted here. And then I'll show you how to put it all together with the tomatillos to make our enchilada sauce. All right, here we are, the blending process. We've got our chilies and our tomatillos. We've got our nice little bits of roasted garlic. We're on the comal with the chilies and the tomatillos. So all that is going to go into the blender. So we've got 12 tomatillos and 7 chilies going in here. We're going to strain it too when we're done, just to catch any of the seeds that we didn't get. And goes 5 cloves of roasted garlic. We're going to put about a teaspoon of salt in here, kosher salt. We'll salt it now and then we'll salt it again if it needs it when we are reducing it. But just to bring out the flavors, that's probably about a teaspoon. Cumino, ground cumin, a must with green chili. A couple shakes of that. Not too much because it's a really strong spice. And some onion powder because we didn't use any onion in this. I just prefer to use a little bit of onion because you don't need a lot. Okay, there it is. Let's get it blended up. And then into the skillet. Remember, we want this to be smooth because we're going to use it as an enchilada sauce. Let's get it through the strainer. The strain. Pour it in here. Take a spatula and just start going around in a circle. This will start pushing it through. Could just buy some green enchilada sauce in the can. I just like doing things from scratch. I'm a vinyl record collector. What's that tell you? Like things the original way. You can see that. Just a bunch of like thick goo. Nice and clean that is. Just really silky and yeah, really smooth, nice. You can see all those little black specks in there. Those are the black specks from the roasted tomatillos and what little bit of roast there was on the skins that didn't get picked off from the chilies, but all that, man, that imparts a really, really nice flavor. All right, we're gonna put it on the stove now and make it even better. Okay, we're gonna cook this down a little bit now. Concentrate the flavor a little bit more and impart a little more flavor as well. And we're gonna cook it in a little bit of, yes, you guessed it, some bacon grease, because, oh, that would have been great, huh? All right, it's nice save, Steve. Anyways, piggies and chickens get along really good. So we're gonna impart just a little bit of bacon flavor into this dish, into our enchilada sauce. We're gonna fry it up a little bit. I'm gonna add a touch of beer to it to give it one more dimension of delicious flavor. Because you guys already know I cook with beer quite a bit because it tastes good in food. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh yeah, like that. In it goes. Okay, I'm gonna get this stirred around a little bit. These are meals that your family will remember and probably ask you to do again. I'm gonna bring this to a boil. And then we're gonna add our beer. It definitely needs some more cumin. Didn't taste enough of it there. And it still needs some more salt. So probably put in a total of 2 teaspoons of cumin. And I think it needs another pinch of salt. When I say pinch, I mean your 3 fingers like this. Just go into your kosher salt and you grab a pinch like that. Whatever you can pinch in your fingers. So that's 2 more pinches of salt. All right. Yeah, that's sounding good. That's what I want to hear. Because then you're going to bring this beer to a boil and then reduce this for a few minutes so that it thickens back up. Because this beer is going to thin it out just a little bit. So that was maybe not even a quarter of a cup. Depending on how much you like the flavor of beer, you can put as much or as little as you like, or you can omit it altogether if you don't like beer or alcohol. This is the only beer I had today. This big old, what is this, a 1 quart, 1.82 ounces. This is like a big old giant beer for Oktoberfest. It was the only beer I had when I started and decided to do this morning. So I guess I used so little of it. I used a little bit in the chicken, a little bit in here, and a little bit in here. Actually, probably a lot in here because there's still a lot of beer left in there. Anyways, it's all for the greater good. I'm taking one for the team. This is Hatch green chili powder that I keep here. This stuff makes you cough, it's so hot. I'm gonna go ahead and add maybe a teaspoon of that to this right now. Maybe 2 teaspoons. That should give some kick. So you can do that if you want to. If you get chilies that are really hot, just gauge it as you go. It took about 15 minutes to get down to the desired consistency that I was looking for. You can see that. It's really, really nice, thick, just gorgeous enchilada sauce. So this will be going on our enchiladas shortly. we'll get to building in just a few minutes. So just so you know, this recipe yielded exactly 2 1/3 cups of enchilada sauce. All right, so our chicken is done. This was about 5 pounds, 4.5 pounds of chicken that I'm leaving it in here. It was in here for about 2.5 to 3 hours. The meat is clearly cooked. It's dark meat, so yeah, that's clearly cooked. We're gonna shred it up, and then we're gonna put it in a skillet and just saute it a little bit to finish it up. I roasted garlic in there. Can you see that down there? Yeah. We're gonna mash that into the chicken too. And those onions, oh yeah. It's all gonna be incorporated. And then take it out of here and show you what we're gonna do with it. You've got all that beautiful broth in the pot still that you're not gonna waste. So we're just gonna take out all these chunks of chicken here. We'll probably get 8 enchiladas out of this. So there's all those chilies in there, the onion. We're gonna take those out too. See, those are in there. They're just beautiful and begging to be mashed and mixed into the meat. Look at that beautiful juice in there. Stuff is just delicious. All right, so we're just gonna strain that. So we want all that onion and chili out of there. All right, put that over here. We're just gonna shred the chicken up. It's so tender. Just shred it up like this. So you're just taking your fork and shredding it up. Okay, let's move this over here. Now we're gonna take those cloves of garlic that we roasted with the chicken, and they're super soft. See that? I can pretty much just smash them in my fingers. Almost want to eat them right now. Yeah, make sure you get all the husk off of there, because those are not fun to chew on. We're gonna mash this just like this. Simple, really easy. All right. Hold that aside. Now over to our skillet. Okay, we've got our hot skillet here, pretty hot. We're gonna throw in our broth. Gonna reduce that a little bit on high heat. So what we're doing here is we're taking that broth that we rendered from our chicken thighs, and we're reducing it down a little bit and concentrating it enough to put our chicken in there. This is just concentrating the flavors of that broth and all the other flavors that melded into the juices released from the chicken. All right, I think that's about good. That looks like enough broth to do what we want to do, and the concentration level looks really good. Okay, so in goes our chicken. Turn the heat down now. There we go. And, oh yeah, there's our roasted garlic. All right, we're gonna mix this together. Just getting that broth and roasted garlic all incorporated in here. Last thing we need to do is season it with some kosher salt. So a couple of, again, maybe 2 pinches of salt. We'll see how that fares first. And then some cracked pepper and a few cranks, or as much as you like. Again, this part right here is your preference. My wife loves black pepper, so I'm gonna give myself peppermill elbow here, getting lots of nice black pepper in there for her. Kosher salt can take a few minutes to break down because it's flaky. It's kind of in large flakes, so you want to come back and taste a minute or two after you season, not right after, because they still haven't really broken down. Smells amazing. See if we salted it enough. Get a few chilies. Ooh, yep. Oh, that's perfect. I am not going to touch it. It's on point. I'm going to let it cool now. Turn off the fire. So there's our chicken enchilada filling, ready to be used in our chicken and green chili and cheese enchiladas. Yeah, definitely not your average dried up, under-seasoned, shredded chicken breast. We're gonna fry our tortillas up real quick because you definitely want to put a slight fry on them, and you'll see that's when you know your oil's ready. You drop a little piece of tortilla in there and it does that. Sizzles. Alright, so that's good. Put that right there. We're gonna drop the tortilla in there and you'll see, basically, we're just gonna give it almost like a skin. Really light skin on both sides. Turn it over. I mean, it's literally like a flash fry. Done. See that? It's like seconds. Set it aside. Drop another one in there. Let it sizzle. It's just literally a few seconds. When we dip it in our enchilada sauce, our tortillas don't soak it all up and get soggy and mushy. Anytime anybody cooks for you, period, that says I love you. Don't forget that. All right. All right, first things first, we're gonna spray our casserole dish. It's like a 9x13, basically, right here, with some cooking spray. Just give it a nice even coat like that. So down here we've got some chopped scallions, some green onions that I'm gonna put inside with the chicken and the cheese. And then we've got this here, which is not gonna be used until later. This is the green parts of some chives, some green onions we're gonna use for garnish. This is some fresh cilantro that we're going to garnish with as well. And then we also have some cotija cheese that we're gonna top off the enchiladas with when they're done. So here we go. We're gonna start by dropping our tortillas into our sauce. And real quick, you just literally just drop it in there, flip it over, and take it out. Drop it in your thing there. It's nice and coated. You set down your tongs. And then put in your chicken. Put too much, remember you still gotta stuff it with cheese and the other goodies. You gotta make 8. So there's that. Some cheese in there. And sprinkle some of the green onion in there. And then just flip it over and roll it. Push it off in the corner. That's one. So we're gonna do that 7 more times. Okay, last one. Okay, our cheese in there. And the last of our green onions. Okay. All right, there they are. They look beautiful. We're gonna take our extra beautiful green chili, hatch green chili enchilada sauce, and we're gonna drape it over the top of these things. Just a little bit over each one to keep these nice and wet and moist. And then you're gonna kind of paint it around, get it all over the edges of the tortillas and down in there. Some on the edge of the tortilla. Make sure the tortilla is covered. We're gonna take our cheese. This is our jack cheese. Just gonna top these with a nice coating of jack cheese. You can always under cheese, but you can't over cheese. I like to consider myself an over-a-cheeser. An over-a-cheeser. Yeah. In we go to the oven. That's the spot. Don't want to be an under-a-cheeser. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna cover this with some foil. Pop it in the oven. About 30 minutes. Oh, hey, guess what? We've got a little bit of this leftover chicken. What do you think we should do with that? Yeah, that's what I thought. I think we'll go ahead and put it here. Why not? Can't hurt. Yeah, there we go. Nice. So you see what I did with the leftover chicken there? It just kind of equally distributed it around the top. Okay. We're gonna put it in the oven for 20 minutes and then we're gonna take the foil off for about 10, maybe 15 minutes to give it a nice little, caramelization on the top. All right, into the oven we go. It's been 30 minutes in the oven, 20 with the foil on and 10 with the foil off. Oh, there they are. Beautiful. See the sauce on the bottom still there? So pretty. Time to garnish. So you take your handful of green onion scallions and just sprinkle them on the top as evenly as possible. And then got your fresh cilantro. Always got to have fresh cilantro. It gives it freshness and color. Not to mention flavor. And then lastly, we've got our cotija cheese. Add a little bit of a nice funky bite to our dish here. On top, just kind of sprinkle it evenly all over. Yeah, it just makes it look pretty too. Little white speckles everywhere. That green background looks gorgeous. Good enough to eat. There you are, folks. Freshly made Hatch green chili enchilada sauce, chicken and cheese enchiladas. Yeah, there it is right there. We'll take one out in a minute. Show you how I would plate it up. Make it look pretty. It already looks pretty, but it can be prettier. Trust me. All right, so you probably all know that the hardest enchilada to get out is the first one. So I have this little trick with the frosting spoon. It's pretty pliable, as you can see, bends. It's thin, and it's just big enough to pick up basically one enchilada. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and find enchilada on the end over here on this side, so you can come from this angle and you're gonna scoop up that one enchilada, take it out and get it on your plate. Then from there, you'll be able to get the rest of them out easily. There it is. Set it on your plate. Take a fork and use to scoop it off. There you go. Nice and easy. See that? It's so nice. That's a nice big enchilada too. I mean, you can actually get away with having one. No beans and rice today, just enchiladas. But you can also make it look even prettier. Everybody likes a little sour cream. There you go. It's all done. Beautiful, delicious, time consuming, yes, but memorable. Also yes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside, see what these look like. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see that. Chicken. It's all in there. Chicken, cheese, sauce. Let's see. It's gonna be hot too. Oh man. Absolute heaven. You're really missing out if you don't give these a try at home. You'll never look at green chili and cheese, chicken enchiladas the same ever again. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.